Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, beautiful nerds across the whole world, it's Monday, July 21st, 2014, and if I recall correctly, this is the Day 9 Daily, where we ordinarily learn to be a better gamer, but today it's time to dick around. I am Invisible Man. I have beautiful translucent skin. As you can tell, I see the sun so rarely that you can see right through me. The Emperor's new clothes adorn my body, and a beautiful gold league symbol lurks behind me. I'm wearing a green shirt, which goes well with the green screen. As you can see, this is totally not, I'm not literally by a gold symbol, but I figured that this was the appropriate texture to be donning today, because on Funday Monday we don't take anything too seriously. Now, I'm going to be sipping a little bit from this anonymous beverage container that I realized I only had next to me moments ago. I don't know if I'm allowed to show that I'm drinking Powerade, but I recently discovered that Powerade and Gatorade are two different brands. It never occurred to me that there would be that much competition in the arbitrary naming of not particularly tasty fluids, like green and yellow. Those are the flavors I really think of when I think Gatorade. I don't think, give me Riptide Burst or whatever the fuck they call it. Oh, if I can have dark blue, I don't like light blue, just blue or yellow. That's my favorite. Slamming vodka. Okay, look, let me tell you today's topic, and let me make fun of chat really fast, because I think that that's going to be the theme of the show, is me going, oh my god, come on, chat. In today's daily, we have a deep respect and appreciation for Pigbaby, the once-upon-a-time faceless, nameless Korean who won WCS America using sexy, innovative, inventive strategies that everyone now wants to steal, such as the Tempest. Sean, what's that invisible thing you're pinching right now? The Tempest was the unit that Pigbaby used to win his last match versus Bomber. The Tempest is the theme of today's Funday Monday. You must do the following. You must build a Tempest before starting your third base. And that's about it. It's the Pigbaby Funday Monday. The ode to Pigbaby. Get them Tempests and get them going strong. So we have a couple submissions that are a little juicy. It's a little bit of the juicy juice. Some of the games are also god-awful, and we'll take a look at some of those as well. I think I've talked about this before, that anytime I'm drinking water of any sort, there's always that one guy who wants to say, excuse me, and I can't believe he burps in the middle of my show. How rude to type a burp in the chat. That's gross. And you need to learn your table manners. Come on. I treat my chat like I treat Victorian century era manners, where you have to have your corset on tight, you have to scoop the spoon away from you, and if you need a burp, you duct tape your mouth shut and let that air out elsewhere, because we're respectful people. What the hell are we talking about? Oh yeah, there's always that one person in chat who says it's vodka, it's alcohol. Sean's getting slammed on air by drinking vodka, a lot of vodka, like that I would be sweating profusely with, like, you might even be able to see the pit stain even with the green screening. Like, it's remarkable. But why would I be like, dude, I'm gonna drink in a way that's secret to everyone. I'm gonna put vodka in a Powerade canister. I'm gonna talk about corsets. I'm gonna drink vodka. They'll never know. I'm naughty. I'm also 16. So good. If I wanted to drink vodka, I'd be drinking from the bottle on air. Believe me, I would. I actually hate vodka. I wouldn't be doing that, because I don't like vodka that much. So if any of you want to send me alcohol, please never send me vodka. Weirdest tangents of all time. Let's go ahead and hop into an introductory game right now. Oh my god, I have the wrong overlay. Oh no. Whoopsie doopsie daisy. Guys, we have messed up, but you know what? We're gonna just become invisible. There we go. Let's talk about Truden. Truden, who is from Team himself. There it is. Truden. Second week in a row, you are totally spot on, man, Bon. I fucked up last week, too. Truden. All the dudens up in the top. Decides to name himself after himself. John. John from which house? From House John, okay? I'm John from John. My God, I would be thrilled to see you killed off in Season 1 of Game of Thrones. Looks like expert Quizillion. Is your name Chinese, or I think I've heard of that. I think a Quizillion might be a type of quantity. I think like $10 quizillion would be a substantial amount of dollar bills. But he's from Team Expert. Let's go ahead and turn the sound on in this unbelievable train wreck of a show. There we go. Now, another interesting news, of all symbols that Mr. Quizillion goes for, he just goes for a probe. I wonder if this is to potentially distract the enemy, to try to target fire, the symbol. Maybe he just likes probes. Maybe this is the probe to inspire all other probes. It's like a billboard in downtown Times Square. You see humans on those, you see a probe on this one. That's how it rocks. Anyone know what a quizillion is? Anyone? Looks like both players are happy, but happiness is not what we came here for. Or is it? Did you come here for the happies? We gotta, of course, we have to see what chat's talking about is probes and pylons, of course. And as chat is appropriately identifying, this is rubbing alcohol, because Mountain View is such a delightful city that rubbing alcohol is what comes out of the faucets. It's some of the cleanest drinking substance you can get anywhere. In fact, bacteria literally can't live in it because it's rubbing alcohol. It's just a delight to be here. Truden. You know, with Silicon Valley's investment in the rubbing alcohol dispensers throughout the city, crime has actually dropped to 0% because everybody's dead. I'm just gonna take a shower with my body wrapped in saran wrap, or maybe that serial killer suit from Hannibal, because I gotta be careful about letting the water burn me to death. Alright. Truden. So extrudin'. Sending his Reaper out to scout about, just like those Terrans do. Now, if I wanted to, I could describe what's happening, but let's be honest. Terran players are doing the same stuff they've been doing forever. Quizillion is really breaking the norm by getting a Stalker up early. And oh yeah, we got some Hannibal fans up in the house. Let me tell you something. I don't know what it is that I was hoping to happen in Hannibal, but it was irresistible. All Hannibal wants is to marry Will Graham. That's all they wanted. He wants to be murder husbands with Will Graham. So much sexual tension between those two. And they take it out not by makeouts, but by eating humans. Oh my god, it's so good. What a great show. You guys have to see it. Murder husbands, all day, all in, all the time. I did finish Season 2 of Hannibal, and you guys were upset after some episode of Game of Thrones. You know nothing of suffering. You know nothing of suffering. You don't know what I had to endure. And then there's that one person in chat who was like, does anyone remember when Bambi's mother died? And I'm like, well, actually, yeah, that is sad, man. You're right. Look, it goes Bambi's mom, Hannibal, Game of Thrones, in order. Someone's like, Bambi's mother died? The other half of chat's going, who's Bambi? And that's when you know you're at a transitional time in your life. Looks like this stalker got a little bit too overeager. This is the stalker who broke into the house, tried to steal things, got caught, was being chased with the gun, and thought, well, maybe I can just take some Cheez-Its before I go. They don't really take any prep work. They don't need to be microwaved. They're very tasty. They might be bad for me, but I don't know. I like a snack. And everyone's like, dude, get out of the house. And it's like, I'm sorry. Such spoilers. Spoilers, I quit. Such spoilers, I quit. Can you quit can you quit being a viewer? Can you quit doing that? Is that possible? You know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to get on a soapbox. Can someone get me a soapbox? Because I want to get onto it right now. Let me tell you something that irks me every time. A comment that whenever I see, I want to like face palm through my face to where like my wrists are pushing out the back of my tufty head. Whenever, particularly towards a female streamer, says, "Oh my god, what an attention whore. Oh my god, is just doing it for attention," and this part is just, it's not good, and that thing that person did, particularly if it's a female, what an attention whore. Let me just remind you of something. Let me just paint a picture for you. Suppose for a moment that we're hanging out. You and me and 6 others. We're in a group of 8. It's enough for us to ride around on a small bus. If someone in this group of 8 is interrupting at every juncture, cutting everyone off, and if you want to make a joke, they cut you off and they try to make their joke, you can't get a word in edgewise. Can totally understand your frustration with that person's desire to be the center of attention. But when you're watching a stream, the streamer doesn't have any power. You, the viewer, have all the power. You can just turn it off. You can just turn it off. You can just turn it off at any point. The instant the content sucks, you just turn it off. So whenever I see someone commenting and going, "Oh my god, what an attention whore," I'm like, who are you talking to? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to another audience member? As though there's someone watching going, "God, I can't stop and I don't know why," and your comment's gonna free them, gonna unshackle them from their chains to that stream where they lost control of their internet browser. Whoa, I didn't know an incognito window did that. If the number says anything, that is the exact number of people who have elected to tune in and have all the power to turn it off at any point. That is literally a null argument. If you ever see someone calling another person an attention whore who's a streamer, that doesn't make any sense. That makes no fucking sense at all. Oh my god. Puts me on tilt. Puts me on the sickest tilt of all time. Is that a good enough of a soapbox? Was that an okay soapbox speech? Okay, good. Good. Who are you talking to? Who is the audience of your rambling? And then it's unfair that people of their own volition choose to tune in and can tune out at any point in time. Ugh. The sickest tilt. Clap, 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 clap. Sorry, I had too much rubbing alcohol from the faucet. I got emotional. Alright. He's really doing that for attention, isn't he? So we see Quizillion stepping in with his good old Oracle. And being an Oracle, it's guaranteed to get somewhere between 5 worker kills and all worker kills. No, take it back. Cage Knight said, "Who are you talking to, Sean?" Enough. I have an invisible shirt and an authority, okay? How dare you say that? Yes, says Quizillion. Much like a Protoss to celebrate. Oh my god, and Truden has a sideways hat and a frown. He looks just like a teenager in a mall. Assassination mission complete. Now, as you know, Quizillion has been forced to go for Tempests because it is the Funday Monday topic, and he will do so dutifully. A scan doth goeth down. Ha ha ha, says Truden. But why say ha 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 now? Your fate rests in the balance. You know, I think this is... I've done this before, where I'm playing Hearthstone and I'm like, "Excuse me, you're playing a what? What is it you're playing? A crazed alchemist in a Murloc deck? Oh, you fool!" And if you've watched the Hearthstone Decktacular, you know that that ends in a loss over 50% of the time. Marine stims up, Marine falls down. Probes move up, probes fall down. Truden gets notified that a Nexus got planted down. He's canceling up, he's getting the Tempest, he's proclaiming that he wishes to siege. Now, if sentries tickle, then Tempests are much like I was in middle school, where I didn't exactly know how to flirt, so I would poke. Hey Felicity, hey, poke, haha, poke. What a cruel day it is when everyone's just started puberty and those hormones begin kicking in, when you realize you can just poke someone in the tummy and they'll do one of those. And it's kind of like casting an ability in Diablo 3. You click once and a giant explosion happens. Way more output happens from the input. Click in Diablo, poke in real life. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I wasn't the only one. I wasn't the only person who discovered that, wait a minute. Poke. Oh my god. The cruel poke. Poke, poke, poke. Tickle poke. And thus we have the slowest harassment of all time. Quizillion. Trying to retreat. No real reason to kite. He's 6'4" in 7th grade. His arms have range, range 15. Wow. Unimaginably long. The poke is so substantial there is no escape. You can run away a little bit, but if you want to have a conversation, that poke is going to be 15 range away, or as I like to call it, just enough. Tempest being produced 2 at a time, money racking up in the bank, and thus we see the start of Funday Monday. What do you do when someone has Tempest rallied to your back base, getting a +1 upgrade, continuing to macro, continuing to pump them out? What do ye do? Well, first and foremost, as you take an expansion at the bottom side, let's just note something. Sometimes you'll go DT. He'll build a turret in the base, and you'll think, how do you know to build a turret? I played him in the ladder before. He never builds a turret. I think there's a pumpkin eater somewhere here. I think there's someone using a hack. As the saying always goes, hacker, hacker, pumpkin eater. Hacker, hacker, pumpkin whacker. You're a sick man. You crazy pumpkin whacker, you. This is the moment where you start to get that bit of tension, where you're like, oh, well, I have a little bit of doubt that I'm responsible for the loss. It must have been something external, like a cheat program. And to this, I'm always like, come on, man, come on. No. Building turret's normal, just ask Pult. But when all of a sudden, Protoss elects to take an expansion at the south position, and then we see a troop of Marine Marauder proceed to beeline to the far bottom side, avoiding a Tempest that's quite honestly poking, not too terribly, but it's annoying at the very least. It really needs to learn to grow up and talk like a normal man. But when Truden rushes cross-map down to the south side, you begin to go, wait a minute, come on, who does that, honestly? Now me, I have played for 16 years, the StarCraft franchise. I have played against so many pumpkin whackers. And I'm starting to be of the belief that it's good practice to play against a pumpkin whacker, but most people don't. Most people are just pumpkin carvers. Oh! See how sometimes metaphors break down? Do you see how sometimes they don't cover all bases? So I decided to take a look at this in hardcore investigation mode. I decided to become like a CSI detective and enhance to figure out exactly what was going on here, because this looked suspicious. This looked very suspicious. So I decided to come back to 12, I think I had to go back all the way to 12 minutes, and I had to figure out what Expert Quizillion was doing. I had to figure out, what Truden was doing. Trudenly, Your Honor. Okay, let's go to the Truden cam, let's deselect so we can see everything that he selects, and let's see what's up. He is just, he's panicked. Here's him selecting. And then he just goes AFK. He goes AFK. We're watching his camera. He's not here right now. Okay, and he's back. And he kills an Oracle. He sends this thing. He scans 2 of the most beautiful scans in the world. Look at this. He's uncovered a gateway. Just really, really beautiful scans. He's not even looking at the APM tab. We see that he's chugging somewhere between 100 and 10 APM. Now, if you look at the minimap, you'll actually see the blue right there. And then there was this moment. When your Vikings scan a Tempest that they're already attacking, just to make sure that it is in fact a Tempest, and when there's a second scan on the Tempest that you're already looking at, I just don't believe that you're pumpkin whacking. I believe that you keep your hands to yourself. And when this has been here for almost a full 2 minutes, and when you suddenly come to the realization, you know what? You deserve credit. You deserve that kill. I believe in that. We got some nice micro coming up, unless we really start to see the full effect of Funday Monday. You might run, you might hide, you're gonna get poked by the pumpkin whacker. You know what I'm saying? Now Truden is doing his best. He's building CCs, they're peppering the map every which way, this, that, and the other way. And we see that, man, those Tempests truly are an underexplored delight. They get near infinite value. They can kite all day. Marines seem like a logical choice, but you can just be kited so easily. I really have a deep respect for Expert Quizillion. I mean, with his $20 Brazilian strategy, I mean, sniping Vikings must feel so good. Sniping Marines must feel even better. Units lost shows us it's somewhat of a fair fight up here, but DMA, timer warp. Both guys having a good time. They want top nerfot. Good. 15 sec. Oh, 15 sec is want top nerfot. If I ever heard that. Whenever someone's playing StarCraft 2, you don't have time to hit that backspace button because every single APM matters so much. This is why if you're ever about to send a Dark Templar into someone's base, it's good to ask a question that's not a yes or no one. Like, true or false, how long is a battleship? That's the sort of question that will get your opponent to go, what the fuck are you talking? Oh my god, there's Dark Templar in my base! And when you're typing that and you don't have time to backspace, this is when we see things like, hey, is tart stat not? This... The other person's like, oh yeah, no, we've started for a little while. We've been in game. 15 sec. Is they are looking at. Is they are looking at. Flit stot not north. Yeah, I spawned at the north position. You get little phrases like this, like Roger. Yeah. This map is air favored. Heck yes. Truden did his best, but he got wrecked. I almost don't want to say wrecked because that word has been appropriated by the internet. How the hell odd I hit your shit? The profanity is always managed to land. Or it would be something like, I hit ers hit. And you have to understand, oh, he meant your shit, not ers hit. I get you. With uck started nif not. Snorge dort. Help fuck Protoss Obama. And you have to just parse that they either are very politically active or they serve Reddit. Trident Truden charging up on Uden. Now, will the Zealots win? Will they break through? Oh, Stim, a step back, a shot. I think, oh, Tempests are, oh. Oh my god. Protoss Post, Strom, Cuck, BS. Imba. LLO, responds Quizillion, not trying to miss a single moment. Truden. Sparse and Truden. How are CCs not massive? Even Quizillion, taking the usual role of a Protoss, going, wait a minute. Think about how unfair this is. Think about how unfair of a position I'm in as the Protoss player that these are not massive. I want you to reflect on that, says Quizillion. Command centers aren't massive. I want you to reflect on that, says Truden. Vikings are amazingly bad at Tempests. As are most things. Lul. Unfairness incarnate, GG. Hey, Pigbaby, we want to welcome you as the American champion. We will welcome Rams. Thugd Protoss OP, David Kim. I think any series of guttural undulations and noises, sort of these gross staccato burps and belches you can make, followed by David Kim, and I think everyone will get you. That was part 1, and I think that game was pretty solid, or sloyd. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at another game that's dumpster shit awful when we come back in part 2 of Funday Monday. Yeah, Dahaka had it all right.